Hazard communication. Hazard communication. Part 1. HAZCOM, Hazard Communication Standard, managed by Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA. OSHA's Hazard Communication Standard, HAZCOM, Employee Right to Know, requires protecting worker from hazardous chemicals in the workplace. The goal of HAZCOM is to help and employees recognizing dangerous material in their work environment and the hazard their materials present. This HAZCOM information is provided through safety data sheets or equidant, labels, and employee training. Hazard Communication Identification Systems. NFPA 704 NFPA 704, Standard System for the Identification of the Hazards of Materials for Emergency Response, is a standard maintained by the US-based National Fire Protection Association. This standard presents a simple, readily/quickly recognized, and easily understood system of markings that provides an immediate general sense of the hazards of a material and the severity of these hazards, as they relate to emergency response. Commonly called NFPA Diamond, NFPA Hazard Diamond, Fire Diamond. NFPA 704 provides criteria for assessing the health, flammability, instability, and related/special hazards that are presented by short-term, acute exposure to a material under conditions of fire, spill, or similar emergencies. Hazard is indicated by a numerical rating that ranges from 0, no hazard, to 4, severe hazard. The hazards are arranged and color-coded as color and arrangement. Numbers. Symbol. HMIS, Hazardous Materials Identification System, HMIS, is a hazard rating scheme developed by American Coatings Association, ACA, to help employers comply with workplace labeling requirements of OSHA. HMIS communicates chemical hazard information through the use of colors, numbers, and letters of the alphabet. HMIS color bar and numbering. The 4 bars are color-coded, using the modern color bar symbols with blue indicating the level of health hazard, red for flammability, orange for a physical hazard, and white for personal protection. The number ratings range from 0 to 4. Hazardous Materials Identification System. Chemical name. Health, orange bar. The health section conveys the health hazards of the material. The health bar has 2 spaces, one for an asterisk symbol, and one for a numeric hazard rating. The asterisk stat/ means that product signifies/present a chronic health hazard. Flammability, red bar. Flammability criteria are defined according to OSHA standards. Physical hazard, orange bar. 7 physical hazard classes are recognized as water reactives, organic peroxides, explosives, compressed gases, pyrophoric materials, oxidizers, unstable reactive. Personal protection, white bar. This is white section indicate that what personal protective equipment, PPE, should be used when working with the material. Difference from NFPA 704, the Fire Diamond is designed for emergencies when information about the effects of short, or acute, exposure is needed. The color bar is not for emergencies and is used to convey broader health warning information. Saudi Aramco Hazardous Materials Communication Program, HAZCOM. This program provides hazardous materials information and guidance on how to handle chemicals safely to minimize incidents and reduce risks to people, production, equipment, and the environment. The GI 150.100 provide minimum requirements to implement the HAZCOM program, assigns responsibilities and establishes measures for safe handling practices and procedures for hazardous materials. Saudi Aramco HAZCOM program. HAZCOM label. Material Safety Data Sheet, MSDS is a documents which contain information about the chemical, hazards of chemical, health, fire, reactivity and environmental, and information to safely handle and work with the chemical including first aid measures. Chemical Hazard Bulletin, CHB is equivalent to MSDS and is used with similar purpose. Mostly in SA they are used to provide necessary information on a chemical. Chemical Hazard Bulletin Sample. Different terms. Hazard, something with potential to cause harm. Anything which can cause injury to human or damage to plant, equipment and/or environment. Example, missing manhole cover. Sharp edge of a sheet, a protruding nail. Risk, the likelihood that a hazard will cause harm in combination with the severity of injury, damage or loss that might foreseeable occur. Example, a person can break his leg when he fell in the manhole which doesn't have cover. Here, missing cover is hazard, hazardous condition, felling is harm and broken bone is risk. Risk assessment, a formalized process of identifying the risk that they generate and then either eliminate or controlling the risk. Risk assessment is the process where you identify hazards, analyze or evaluate the risk associated with that hazard, and determine appropriate ways to eliminate or control the hazard. Now, risk assessment is this calculation that no cover is hazard and it can lead to someone felling and can fell in this manhole. When he will fell, he will be injured. Injury can be a broken leg. Thank you for viewing. Click subscribe for me to create new content.